So I don't see it. But could that just be... You want to just verify on your phone to make sure it's live? In case I'm missing something. Or, oh, you can't. Yeah, on that, maybe.
Hey, everybody, just bear with us a second. We're trying to get everything in place here, and we're going to bring to you some information.
Oh, wrap up podcast. There it is, right there.
Yeah, you got it? Are we rolling?
I got it. Yeah.
All right, that's perfect. Okay, everybody.
But could that... Ooh, it's me watching me, watching me, watching me, watching me, watching me, watching me.
Welcome into the podcast. Wow. Today is the completion day one of SEMA 2021 here in Las Vegas. And man, coming up on our show today, we're going to discuss some of the events that we were involved in, namely the Toyota press event, the Ford press event, the Lexus press event, and then some of the other things we're going to be doing tomorrow. But we are live from our hotel room.
Velvet Elvis and all.
Velvet Elvis and all at the Park MGM. Right down there is the AT&T arena where the Las Vegas Golden Knights play, if you're a hockey fan.
Let's see if I can do this. It's like...
Yeah, it's like right there. And then one of our favorite burger joints is In-N-Out Burger. I'm sure some of you are fans of In-N-Out Burger. Great burgers, in my opinion, probably one of the best in the nation. And also, just right around the corner is Allegiant Stadium, where the Las Vegas Raiders, I almost said Los Angeles for you Raiders fans out there. Sorry about that. But first, without further ado, cheers to you, my friend, for a great day of activities.
Buddy.
Yeah. So let's make sure that you are not going to miss out on any future live streams or videos that we post up from the SEMA show, or for that matter, any video or live stream that we put out there in the future. Make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is at youtube.com/Parts Counter Gurus. And make sure you click that bell. That way you are notified when these live videos come out or any video is posted. Please make sure you turn that red subscribe button to gray. Enough of that. We're going to get right into the first media event that we attended today, which was brought to us by...
I got to do some housekeeping first.
Go.
Right.
Yeah.
Side shot, it's 8:35 at home as we live stream this. And if you are watching, you have about 25 minutes until bedtime.
Side shot.
Insert...
Right. Side shot. Our youngest guru can't be here for this, but anyway, cheers.
Yes. Okay. So now back to your point, Jay. So the first one we did was Toyota. Is that what you were asking about?
Absolutely, man.
So, a lot of changes this year for a lot of different reasons at the show. First of all, international exhibitors were pretty much non-existent. Then you have...
I saw a lot of people, sorry to break in on you, that I recognize from past shows, previous shows that obviously have residency here in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
And they are they work for those organizations that are in other parts of the world that their staff and management teams and production teams can't be here. But anyway, it is definitely a downsized version of from a number of people. But I didn't see it too extremely downsized from exhibitors. You can tell there's some holes. But...
Yeah, there's a few bare spots. So, they're doing their best. They've got celebrities showing up. We'll get to more of that in a minute to try to draw the crowd in. But the other change that we saw was in how some of these big exhibitors chose to display.
Oh man.
What they brought, right? And they have some of them 20 minutes of live media coverage and a press in the form of a press conference, and
Right.
that's all they get to basically say what they want to say.
Yeah.
Now, there's some big players in there that choose not to, and again, we'll get to that in a minute. But Toyota, they had a 20-minute press event. They usually run 20 minutes. That's the amount of time I think they're allowed. And they chose to spend the first 5 minutes on drift cars. So they're 86, and they're Supra.
Yeah, the GR. Yeah.
And the GR team, and they explained all that,
Yeah.
and I get it. You know, you got to try to sell those cars. I don't know how interested the crowd.
I don't think
was.
they were, because the minute that they shifted gears from that and they took center stage, obviously Keith and I, when we walked up, we knew exactly what we were getting into. There were 3 vehicles that were unveiled there. 3 of them were actual in the pickup truck sector of what Toyota is doing. Specifically, their Toyota Racing Development product that they're putting out there, and they're really pushing this thing. It is my understanding that they are really, really super focused on that sector right now. So the overlanding crowd must be extremely excited about it. And we will be posting up some videos, some singular videos of that is specific to that press event. So stay tuned for that. Again, make sure you are subscribed, youtube.com/Parts County Gurus, and then click that bell so you're notified. We've got some really good coverage of that. I thought it was a really cool event overall.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the first of all, the concept, I guess, vehicles, we'll call them concepts, that they brought out were pretty great.
Yeah.
They were focused on overlanding.
Every bit.
And then sort of the partnerships that they worked out as a result of those concepts. So Yakima with the rooftop tents, a lot of the racks. There's that cool rack setup that nobody can pronounce. And then you got into the Tacozilla.
Which is really cool because that's a throwback to the old SR5, which I can't remember. Was that a Chinook based? Did they call it? Was that part of the Chinook family? It just kind of gives you that feeling, you know. It was that super small Toyota SR5 pickup truck that had the old school, you know, paint scheme. They absolutely nailed it with a reproduction of that for modern day.
Yeah, it had the yellow, kind of burnt
Tacoma.
red, kind of,
pretty cool.
But it was so the camper shell portion was welded to the body. This was not a drop on. This is Toyota full on doing this from their best creative purposes, and it looked cool. Like the wood floors on the inside.
Everything about it. You can pass through from the camper section through into the cab. They designed it so you could do that, which is great. It was very well thought out, and as you'll see in the video that we'll release in the next day or so, the design was very well thought out. It will sleep 2 people very comfortably. All the bells and whistles,
really
toilet,
tall.
refrigerator,
Really
you name it. It's pretty low.
Yeah, there a water heater on it. I liked it when he said hot water heater. Like, why do we need to heat hot water?
Heater. That's it, man. Exactly. And then one of the unique things that Toyota has done, and I don't know, they didn't really give us any indication as to when these things will be available, but they basically created a TRD trailer to complement your Toyota Tacoma or your Tundra for that matter. But basically it's the bed of a Toyota Tacoma, and it's converted into a trailer, and it's got a camp kitchen, it's got it had a Dometic refrigerator.
Yeah.
It was set up to go out, go overlanding and get away and be off the grid. It had a tent rack on it. They had was it a Yakima tent?
I think so.
It might have been a Yakima tent. We're not quite sure. We'll have to recheck the footage on that and tell you. But it's a pop-up tent. It's a rooftop tent. Not uncommon these days. You see those a lot. But then.
So finally Toyota says, hey, we recognize that this overland thing is not going away. I just want an apology for killing the FJ. I feel like I'm owed an apology.
Yeah.
Okay, but then, go ahead.
Yeah, well, the Tundra. That Tundra is incredible. And you'll see this in the footage. right. I mean, everything about it is designed to go off-road and off the grid and get out there, go to Moab. It's ready to go, man. I'm telling you, this thing. And I think if I'm not mistaken, and hey, Pandra, if you're out there and you're watching this, I think I saw a post from you that you may have had a hand in the design of this thing, and we'd love to talk to you about that, and we're hoping to catch up with you here at SEMA about that. But this thing is amazing. It is everything that the Pandra would have put on his truck, his Tundra, and beyond. So I'm thinking that he had a hand in this, and we'll see. We'll talk to him hopefully coming up soon. So that was Toyota. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, it was, and honestly, some of these, like the Toyota, we could spend an hour there looking through everything. There's just not enough time. There's so much to see.
No.
So then we scrambled over to Ford, and Ford drew a very big crowd.
Huge crowd. Couldn't even get in there, but we got some good spots and footage.
And and I'll say this, and I was trying to figure out when I would mention this in this program, but Ford draws a big crowd, decides to do this every year, brings people on stage to speak to the fans. GM reserves a lot of floor space.
Good Lord, man. I mean, like
right in the middle of the hall, like they are the central attraction.
If you have ever been to SEMA or any automotive trade show for that matter, typically booths are 10 by 20, 10 by 30. Sometimes you'll have a peninsula type unit where it's several in a row. These guys probably could have put, 30 different vendors just in their booth alone.
I've been in like little department stores that are smaller.
Oh, yeah, this thing is huge, and no shortage of eye candy there.
Oh, we got some videos out on...
What was the Beast?
Yeah. But no press release, no press conference, I should say. They had press releases, they had information available on their vehicles. They just chose not to spend time.
They didn't do any press releases, that's right. But there is a specific exhibit that we have to catch. It's going to be the GMC Hummer EV that we need to catch that. So you got to stay tuned to that. Make sure you're again subscribed and you click that bell so you're notified. And we will be bringing that to you when we get over there tomorrow. We got full days. I mean, you could. Folks, how many miles we walked?
Oh, man, I'm probably 10 to 15.
10 to 15 miles. I mean, we're running like crazy. But, so Ford, right?
Yeah, so Ford made no... they went all in four-wheel drive, off-road, anything that basically can be driven off pavement, and they just filled their space with multiple... F-150s and multiple
Broncos, man.
Bronco. There's your...
Okay, so we figured it out. For all of you Bronco owners out there, if you want to know why there's a shortage on Broncos and you're not getting your Bronco delivered, they're here at SEMA 2021.
There's a lot of them.
Ford has gone out and over and beyond customization on some of these things. And God, what would you say? Totally new Ford Broncos. I'm talking new.
Just in the Ford space.
Just in the Ford space.
Seven,
maybe eight.
Yeah.
A couple of Ford Mavericks there, which I'm telling you right now, the Ford Mavericks that we saw, and we're going to be shooting some video coverage on that tomorrow. So stay tuned. We're not sure if we'll do that in a live stream, which probably we will. If not, we'll definitely shoot some video and we'll put together a quick video on it.
It's as big as my Ranger STX, which was an off-road truck that I had in the mid-90s.
The Lariat version that we saw today is unbelievable. Do not hesitate, because it comes under the term of a compact pickup truck. It's more than compact pickup truck. I'm telling you, it is, in my opinion, as big, if not bigger, than what the Ranger used to be. And the Rangers that they had there today they're beasts. One of them, it's built for the desert. It's Baja ready, and it's unbelievable, and we've got some footage on that as well. Two of the big highlights today, though, were we had Jay Leno at the presser, along with Keith Urban. And
so Ford chose to spend their press time on restorations.
Right.
And the restorations were not Overland restorations.
No, they weren't.
They were Keith Urban's, what model? What?
It's a 69.
Was it a 69? I thought it was a 70. Okay.
Nope, 69.
Fastback Mustang.
Fastback Mustang, yes.
Which is a beautiful car.
Yep.
I've always loved that car, that look of that Mustang. And then the F100 that Leno did that had an electric crate motor in it.
Right. They showcased the Illuminator. Now, we did a short video on the Illuminator. We podcasted about it, and you can go to our YouTube channel, partscounterguru.com, and you'll find it. Go look for it. It's the Illuminator. It's a really good video segment. And the fact that you can buy a crate electric motor that produces that kind of horsepower for $3,900
Yep.
and electrify an old vehicle, a resto mod, like they did and showed, it was an old F100. They basically customized it with, they electrified it, and the interior of this thing is a Mustang Mach-E. Everything,
Seats, all of it.
everything about it was a Mustang Mach-E. Would
So-
you buy one?
That F100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go,
just
man.
Like, yeah. Now, we had a couple people watching the stream that asked, hey, so no FJ in the future. I mean, never say never, right? But Toyota's not, if they're planning on it, they're not showing their hands on a new vehicle. And this is kind of Toyota's way to play. They show up at SEMA and they kind of give you kind of doses of what they've already shown you, but on steroids.
Right.
They're not gonna. I've never heard of Toyota in the past decade doing a completely new vehicle reveal at SEMA. The closest they got to that was a couple years ago when they released the Supra.
Yeah.
And they released it like 3 months ahead of time, and then they brought like 4 of them to 6 of them, whatever, to SEMA.
Yeah, and it was everything about it was super. You probably, if you go back and listen to that podcast, I think we said super like 50 times or something in the same.
So,
like,
not saying no on the FJ. Would they call it an FJ? Maybe not. But, look, I see this as a positive step from Toyota in the sense of they are paying attention that there's a demand for Overland. You got Ford going Bronco crazy over here. They would be fools to ignore that and not try to step back into those waters. And I'm sorry to pull you back on a Toyota from Ford.
No, I think it's important that you bring that up because we know, and we've talked about it, there's some really interesting things, and we'll talk about it in the Lexus. We were at the Lexus press event as well today, but we recently podcasted about the new Lexus, GX? That's pretty amazing, and we kind of feel that like that might at least be a fit for the next version of the Land Cruiser. So the FJ, I don't think it's completely dead. I think that this Overland crowd, out of demand for what's going on in that sector of the industry, I think they kind of have to do this. I think they need to.
So I got couple more comments to call out here.
Yeah.
First of all, we got a request for more cowbell. And second, hey, and Sky Striker, I know who you are. Thanks for watching. It's getting close to bedtime, buddy. So are we done with Ford? I kind of cut you off in the middle of that.
No, I think what we need to understand, let's talk about Jay Leno and Keith Urban again real quick. Keith Urban came in real quick. He was very pleased with the restoration.
Oh, yeah.
Jay Leno had a hand in it.
How could you not be when you basically Jay Leno takes control of your
and that's it. And I think that Keith and Jay have a good relationship. I think he was on the show when Jay was still on air back in those days. But what was really cool is that
when he was with the ranch.
Yeah, exactly. But what I thought was really cool was the fact that they gave him a guitar, that was
in
made
the same paint color,
which
is a cool paint color on that car.
It really was. Kind of a weird blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty nice.
I like the stuff that like plays tricks on your eyes. Sort of depending on.
I'm with you on that. And then the other thing was Jay talking about the Illuminator electric motor that you could purchase as a crate type motor.
Interesting comment from him on,
really was.
Hey,
I find it encouraging.
I find it encouraging that Jay Leno is coming out and telling everyone what we have been telling you all for at least a year now, which is this whole EV thing is not going away. You might as well just get used to it. We understand you're resistant to change. What was his comment? Like, car people, automotive people like... He didn't use the word innovation, but they hate change. They like
pretty much.
They like new things, but they hate change.
Exactly.
And his point was, you can still have your
F100, your 71 F100 that's been restored,
or even something with like Urban's whatever, I don't know what engine they put in that, but it was a V8.
Yeah, it was a V8.
You can still do that stuff.
Yeah, and you'll find that out whenever we run that video. Make sure you're subscribed.
Interesting quote from him, and I don't know if this is true, but it's out of Jay Leno's mouth, that Henry Ford's basically development and mass production of the automobile saved the American horse. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And he said there are now more horses in the United States than there ever have been before, but the difference is they're now all used purely for recreational for sport, right? That they are no longer used to pull wagons.
Right.
So he's trying to make the argument there
and
that
there's more horses now.
We're not going to ever be done with an internal combustion engine. I don't know if that's true, but that's the case.
I think the point that Jay Leno was trying to make, that out of what we might think now is a negative impact on our industry, can in some way have positive returns. And I think that that's his way of kind of supporting the direction that Ford may be going in and GM is going in, and that we're all actually going in. It doesn't mean that you can't have your cake and eat it too, because Keith and I both know firsthand the amount of power that you can get out of these motors, these electric motors. So just hang in there, folks. There's going to be innovations that come along. There's going to be some folks here at SEMA in 10 years that have come up with some great innovative idea that's going to make this more appealing to you. So stay tuned for all that, and don't give up on it. I don't think that the gas engines are going to be a thing of the past for a while. I think you're still going to have that, and I also like the way that Jay put that, which was, hey, drive your electric vehicle throughout the week, but then drive your gas resto mod on the weekend.
Right.
And I think it's a good point that he's making. We may be able to find a happy medium altogether, so we'll see how that happens. So anyway, Lexus. We went to the Lexus press.
Yeah, so they started. So first of all, they started with the GX.
Yeah, which is a nice ride. We covered that.
It's got the F
side shot. Thank you for.
Yep, F Sport. So you can get the F class in that, which is typically their racing performance.
It's a good looking ride, man. I mean, it's an awesome ride.
So they started there, and I felt like that was a good place to start. And then quickly moved on to, hey, we got 2 race car drivers here on our racing team, and we want to feature them in their cars in these cool, crazy paint jobs. And that was all true and cool.
Right.
But I just kind of wonder, it's like, how many people are showing up to watch?
Yeah.
I love racing. But everybody here wants to look at rooftop camping. Can it go off-road? How big are the tires?
Yeah.
I mean...
Look, if you don't believe that about the overlanding, the off-roading guys and all that sort of stuff, and to see how this show has become dominated by that aspect of it, just watch our videos that are going to be coming out. And the only way you can do that is if you click that bell and you're notified when they come out. I'm telling you right now, it's huge, absolutely huge. But I just wanted to say that I personally was not that impressed with the Lexus press event.
Now we had some. So we had an interesting discovery. So we have been telling everyone and doing our best to live stream, and we're able to pull one off today, but it was a little tricky. And what we think we're getting to the bottom of this. We carry our own hotspot, but there are so many people in this Las Vegas Convention Center that the cellular coverage is a little bit tricky. Basically, think about it like, it doesn't matter that you have your own internet if it's going through a cell tower at the convention center. It's like being at a sporting event, right?
That's right.
Or at an arena watching a concert, like trying to get text to go out or whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
There's just too much traffic, so it's really tricky to live stream. We're going to continue to try to do that, but we thought we had it all worked out. And then we went down to the Lexus event, and I mean, literally as close as it could have been from our media room, and then everything just kind of...
It just crashed on us. But it's okay. We've made some adjustments today, and we're going to hopefully, double up on what we had
passenger
planned.
pigeon with pictures
Right.
of what we saw.
Right.
Back to the newspapers. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting tomorrow to see how that pans out. We've got some.
Lexus. I
don't know, man.
Okay, so not to hate on Lexus, and I know Sideshot loves them, and they make a good product.
Mhm.
Don't you think, Jay, it would have been more interesting if they would have shown up with like that LS that's got the what do they call it, the co-pilot feature?
Yeah.
And talked people through that. Or
I would have loved to have seen the was it the NX?
Yeah, or the
F. Right. That.
I mean,
that's a great ride.
No, race cars are cool.
Yeah. I want to see what the consumer can buy.
Right.
Because
that's it.
What we're trying to do is bring to you
your $1 million race
consumers.
car. I'm not.
I mean, we're not buying race cars. It's cool and stuff, and we like it, and it's great and everything.
Right.
But it was a kind of a, we've been talking about Toyota and Lexus for a long time. It's like, where are you guys at?
Yeah, it's just a weird.
The last two shows that we've actually been to, this one and 2019 before COVID, the Toyota
BC.
Yeah, the Toyota press event was not that interesting, but this one was a lot better because they really targeted, again, like their Toyota Racing Development Series and all of the pickup trucks, and they brought that to our attention. We know that you guys like our trucks, and we're focusing heavily on it, and they're going to stay committed to that TRD, the TRD packages that are available for those vehicles. I can't wait, man.
So,
it's going to be fun.
Let me throw this out there, because I know when we live stream these, then a lot of time we'll get a lot of views after we're done streaming.
Right.
So here's something I'm going to put out. Jay and I are at SEMA all week. What do you guys want to see? There's so much to see here that we can realistically, if we were a team of 10 people, probably not get to all of it.
Right.
The stuff that we think we want to do is we want to go maybe take a look at Elon Musk's Boring Company tunnel that they built underneath.
Yeah, it's the.
We want to go do the Hummer EV. We want to take a look at some of the. What else is on our short list?
Well, we've got coming up. There's a product showcase from. There's a Quadratec Jeep debut YGL Quadratec Truck Hero.
They've got some cool Overland stuff.
Yeah.
But what do you guys want to see? Like, we can go literally do a Bronco ride.
Yeah.
I think they're offering that and try to film it. We
Absolutely.
can go get in a drift car and go till Jay pukes, and we can, I mean, what... You SEMA fans out there, is there something that you want to see us get coverage of? Leave us a comment. Let us know. Tell us. We'll check it out. There's an endless supply of things to, Chip Foose is here and he's doing drawings, and I keep joking, but I actually think I'm going to go ask him to draw the Batmobile and just see what he does.
Let's see. Why not? We'll ask him. We're going to go by there and see him, so stay tuned for that coverage.
So just leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to see. We'll get right on that, as they say.
Absolutely. We also have something going on tomorrow. We may have a potential podcast live stream, maybe. If it's not a live stream, at least maybe a podcast and a video with our friends over at AERA. That's Automotive Engine Rebuilders Association.
So these are the guys that are basically the engineering geniuses behind...
While we are the parts counter gurus, these guys are the tech gurus. They know their stuff. Machining, they are in the business to rebuild engines. They are in the business to help you as a shop.
It's pretty sciencey.
It is, yes, absolutely. They're there to help you guys get your job done and make that money, some of that good revenue. And we love supporting them. They have supported us. And so that's aera.org. They would love to have you as a member if you're a machine shop. It is definitely worth your while. So make sure that you check those guys, Steve and Chuck and Dave and Jim. All those guys over there at AER do a great job. We really appreciate it. So we're going to talk to those guys tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. How you can catch that is at youtube.com/Parts Counter Gurus, and hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed. If you are subscribed, make sure you hit the notifications up there, that little bell up there.
Yeah, so the bell will help, because this is where we're trying to go live as much as we can this week. And that's where that bell comes in handy. If you click the bell, then when we go live, you don't miss it. Because that's why it's live, see? So you don't miss it. So
that's it, man. So, that's kind of a wrap for day one. SEMA 2021. I'm so glad to be here, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
a lot of fun. So,
I mean, a lot of video to edit, a lot of content, a lot of stuff to check out. Cheers, buddy.
cheers to you, man. We're gonna go get us a meal. Try to get a little rest. I think we're running on about maybe 3.5, 4 hours of sleep
Yeah.
from last night. We stayed up late trying to get our equipment ready.
Oh, we'll both be doing video edits tonight to get more stuff out.
Right.
Again, all that's coming out, content on the YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribed.